Hello, it's Haley. I just wanted to come in and say thank you to all of our patrons who helped us reach our goals. We also recently updated all of our goals in order to keep growing. We have 3 new monthly goals as well as a new tier. So go ahead and go to our Patreon at patreon.com/hideouslaughter in order to check those out and understand where we are looking to go with the future for HLP. That's really all I have this week. Go check out the Patreon, see where we're at, and see what our new goals are. And then with that, I'll welcome you guys into episode 65. Turn it off and on again.
Do you like liquor and things that go boo? Then buckle up, listener, cause this one's for you. Prepare yourself for the Hideous Laughter Podcast.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Hideous Laughter Podcast. It is now episode 65, and we just finished up an evil interlude, and we're back at the Schloss Crowmark. And we're ready. We're ready for some action, I think. I think we're ready to get back into our regular characters, right?
It's good to not be evil again.
It's good to be a good guy. Well,
yeah.
Matube's not really a good guy either.
No, he's not.
But for Brooks and Emily, it should feel great. You're a good line character again.
No. I'm very excited for today. I've been looking forward to it all week, actually.
Getting into the Schloss. Mm-hmm. The manse of the Schloss. But before we do that, we do need to know what everybody's drinking today. So I'll start off with a Mr. Steve. What you drinking, dude?
Thanks, Griffin. It's been a while, so today's going to be a Team Slurp episode. I'm going to be drinking a Hamm's today. So you guys all know how that goes. If you've got the ear problems, be sure to silence your podcast apparatus now. And here we go. Oh, that feels good.
Dude, you really have refined that technique. I noticed, we've been doing this for a long time now, over a year. And they always say to kind of have the mic hit you in the corner of the mouth, and you really just did that with the.
I'm at a perfect triangle between beer mouth and
you had it hit you right in the corner of the mouth. It was beautiful. And speaking of beautiful, what else you got?
I mean, it is a Team Slurp episode, but I will be drinking a Vida y Muerte beer from Five Rabbits because 'tis the season. It's actually past Halloween now, but I got to drink it as close to Halloween as I can.
Dia de la Muerte still goes on for the rest of the day today.
Well, there you go. We haven't dated this episode at all.
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
Speaking of somebody I'm so sorry to have at the table, Brooks.
Oh.
Sorry. You would have got beautiful if Steve didn't fucking cut me off.
I am drinking the fan voted on today. It is a bit of a mix of a white leprechaun and
leprechaun,
and some coffee. So there is 2 ounces of Jameson, 2 ounces of Kahlua, 2 of Bailey's, and then filled to the top with coffee.
Oh, well, coffee's your thing.
It is, and it tastes a lot like coffee, and it's fucking delicious.
Speaking of coffee, and I think I'm only bringing this up, you've had this for about a month, but because it's on kind of display today based off of the outrageous V you're wearing, you got a new tattoo. Tell me a little bit about that.
First tattoo. That's exactly what it is about, though, is coffee. Real passion of mine.
The hot brown, as some people call it.
The hot brown.
It's just been something I've always been very interested in and very passionate about it. And it is a Chemex style coffee maker with a heart filter. And it's very colorful, and I love it.
Well,
love it.
Looking at your chest is becoming increasingly rare these days. I don't know why you're being so withholding, but it does look like it's healing nicely.
Oh, yeah. was very, very nice. The white areas were a little bit, I guess, more noticeable just because you have to go over them a little bit more. And so, the healing process for just those areas is a little bit longer, but overall it was very easy. I didn't have any real scabbing or flaking.
Well, speaking of very easy, Haley.
Griffin, what the
Bam!
what the fuck is wrong with you?
What you drinking?
Emily and I are drinking the same drink. We're drinking a blueberry cider.
Blueberry cider. That's nice.
But what is it called?
Deep Blueberry Sea. It's perfect.
That's a Lyra drink if I ever heard one.
That's the happiest I've ever seen Emily.
Yeah, I saw these on the store shelf back when we went to the brew festival, and I saw 2 of them, and I had to get them so that Emily could have the Lyra drink.
Well, how is it, Emily?
It is delicious. I really like cider already, and then, just like a hint of fruity blueberry. Perfect. And the name. You can't beat the name.
Clearly not. I think I need to stock a different beverage at the taverns you encounter so that Lyra will be drinking a cider.
Yeah, well, based on how she names all the drinks, she doesn't pick a drink based on what's actually in it. Just the name.
If it has a cool name, it has to taste good.
Words to live by. Speaking of cool names, hi, I'm Griffin. It is kind of a decently cool name.
Yeah, sure.
I'm drinking a...
This is a fantastic
Yeah, I got him. I'm drinking a vodka, water, and Zip Fizz, which you can buy at your local Costco. No, they don't sponsor us, but they should. But they should.
Oh, really? Tell us how you really feel, Griffin.
All I feel is that it's a delicious, fizzy additive to my alcoholic beverages. That gives me the energy.
Money on the side, aren't you? You are getting money on the side. You have not cut us into the Zip Fizz deal.
Well, I'm the one that drinks the most of it. What am I going to cut you in? 10%?
Costco, the CEO of Costco has approached Griffin.
I'm going to cancel his appearance on the Zone of Truth.
Well, yeah, I was going to show my affiliate link on the next Zone of Truth, but... So, guys, I missed this. We've done a lot of kind of off the beaten path recording, but we're back. You guys killed a bunch of trolls in spectacular fashion, but before we find ourselves back in the campaign, it's time to roll.
It's the finals.
It's the final roll off.
All right, it's myself and Haley. Birthday buds. What you got?
I have a feeling based on your face higher than you. 17.
I got a 2.
There we go.
All right, I'm on next time.
Steve's up next, and then Haley's the finale, the finisher.
Hit me with the hot dog water, whatever you got.
Steve.
Don't say that on air, or we'll put it on, and you'll get it.
This episode will drop before people hear. It's fine. They don't know.
So, you crossed a bridge after meeting Meta Gamerson the Goblin. The Flesh Golem Hound that was kind of guarding this bridge let you pass without any issue. You made it to the door with your shiny, somewhat magical badges on your lapels, and you rang the doorbell. The door creaked open, but no one was behind it. And that's where we find ourselves.
Did we roll perceptions at all? Should we?
Well, let me tell you what you see in the room first, without a perception, just looking through the door. You're actually greeted by this blast of heat. Now, it's raining outside still. It's cold. There's a thunderstorm. It's night. But as you open this door, you feel warmth, and you see a crackling fireplace at the other side of the room, which kind of draws your eye there and up. And as you look up, you see a very artistic rendition of a person in what looks like lab attire. And They are in the forefront of a scene behind them that looks somewhat like this Schloss, this castle. You see a set of stairs heading upward, and the floors are made of just this shiny, beautiful wood. You think it might be oak, and the smell in here is wonderful. It smells inviting. It's warm. It's a little smoky. It's like a fireplace, a respite out of a storm. Make a perception check now.
This is very anti what I was thinking. I mean, we walked in here, our weapons are covered in gore from trolls and stuff. It's an isolated castle, and I mean, I think we're ready for a fight, but this is not at all what I was expecting. But my perception holds true with a 27. I'm sorry, 25.
25?
16.
26.
21.
With a 25 and 26, you guys enter the room, get out of the rain. Lyra, you actually see with your 21, you can make out a faint, it's like a feather duster on one of the tables in the room, and it looks like it's just working on its own. The door had opened by itself, seemingly, so that kind of jives, but it's still very strange. Matumbe and Eclipse, you look at the painting. I think it draws your eyes. And you see that this man has sharp features, graying hair, and appears to be in front of the building that you can now recognize with your perception checks as one of the other houses connected by bridges. It looks just like that, except it's not blasted with the rubble that you had seen before. It looks pristine. And Eclipse, with the 26, you see, and it's strange because it's in a painting, right? You wouldn't expect a painter to go to this kind of detail. But there's a reflection in a mirror in the painting. And there's this creature in the reflection. It looks like an albino humanoid creature. You can make a knowledge, nature, or arcana.
Arcana it is. 15.
So with a 15, you're really not sure what this is. You could point it out to your friends at this point, though.
Yeah, I would. I would definitely point it out, especially to Matumbe, considering I know he's fairly knowledgeable.
Now, nature and arcana are going to get you different things, Matumbe, so I know you can roll both.
All right.
But, I mean, Lyra would probably also see it. I don't know if she's got anything.
Yeah, she would look and try to think about nature.
Let's resolve yours first.
A 6.
Oh, you guys still have the hangover curse.
All right. Arcana. It's going to be a 27.
27.
Nature. 29.
With your nature check, you immediately recognize this creature as a Gorion. It looks like that.
Oh, of course, because they're from
therefore,
Long Expanse.
you immediately know this is a Gorion. But with your arcana, you can see that the fine details that the artist has put into this painting make it appear as though the Gorion is not just an albino Gorion, but also seems somewhat patchwork, reminiscent of the beast. So you think, as you look at it, and it's very small in the painting, but what you imagine is that this might be some sort of Gorion flesh golem.
Can you spell this? Because I have no idea what you are saying. I'm not familiar with this.
It's kind of like gorilla. It's kind of like gorilla, but it's like I don't have the spelling in front of me, but I think it's Gorillon. I think that's how it's spelled.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they call it Gorion because it's like the.
I thought you were saying like agree, like almost agree on.
All
together. And
yes, let's agree on that. It's called a Gorion.
Look here, my friends. It looks like this is an albino patchwork version of a creature that I have some knowledge about from the Mwangi Expanse.
these massive gorillas with 4 arms. They're quite formidable, and it appears that maybe this doctor or surgeon modified this one in some way. He must have been very proud of his work to be captured in this portrait.
Do you think we're gonna find one here? I mean, this place seems pretty nice to keep a creature like that.
Ikma, I don't disagree, but with the Gollum dog we saw outside and this Karamark's reputation for patching different creatures together, I would not be surprised, especially since this one is albino, is some sort of very prized Gollum, I would imagine.
Interesting.
He might keep it around.
And I get from Ikmar's perspective, where he is in complete awe of this house. This is probably the nicest house he's ever been in, the most well kept, and is essentially stepping on eggshells everywhere he goes because he doesn't want to make it dirty or make it really.
Does he take his shoes off? Maybe not that far.
Maybe not that far.
Tries to wipe them on the cobblestones of the bridge before he heads in.
Yeah.
So, you guys, if you would please place yourselves in front of the fire. I assume Matumbe and Eclipse would be up front because they're examining the painting the most. And you begin to dry off. Everybody make a perception check.
Natty 20.
Nat 20?
19.
21.
11.
What's your nat 20 go to?
What do you think?
Yeah.
20?
Yeah, 20.
Okay. This is not very stealthy, so you can all kind of hear this. It sounds like a clanking and a whirring noise, and from the darkness underneath the staircase that is... Thanks. From the darkness underneath the staircase comes this whirring machine. And I need you guys to place this on the map.
Oh boy.
Cool.
It is another Krusty Krust invention.
Holy shit, it's huge.
Yeah, it's a large creature. So you see this thing clamber up, and it makes kind of awkward steps. It's made of metal, and you see kind of like pumping fluid through tubes. You see electrical wires all over it. It's making these herky-jerky movements. But you also see things made of flesh on it, and you're not really sure if they're integral to its operation or if they're just there for show, but you kind of see like, it looks like a pumping heart and a brain in a case, and it's whirring at you, and you just hear it say, "Present identification. Present identification."
I hold up the badge.
Okay, make a perception check if you hold up the badge.
18.
Okay, with an 18, that's enough to see that what you imagine, this kind of glowing red orb in the center of what looks like its head, is cracked and flickering. You hold up the badge, but it continues to say, "Present identification, present identification." And as you hold the badge up, and it seems to be failing, its scythe-like arms kind of drop down, and it begins to move a little quicker. Intruder, intruder. I need everybody to roll for initiative.
Uh-oh.
Oh my god, you gotta be kidding me.
So give me those initiative rolls.
14. And yes, I rolled twice.
14 for E.
22 for Lyra.
20 for Ikmer.
But what's that modifier look like? Because I got a 20 as well.
3.
5.
Okay, so Matumbe is in front of Ikmer. If you guys want to know what I got, it's actually a 0.
Oh,
Wow.
How?
It's got a negative
Like
1
negative.
initiative mod,
Yeah.
and I rolled a natty 1. Which
That's
is just
surprise-
so much
that's-
fun.
Wow.
So as this thing begins to whir and yell intruder at Eclipse, who just tried to show it her badge, Lyra, you're first to act. It looks like it's acting slowly and clumsily at the start of this. Maybe it hasn't gotten its bearings from squeezing under the stairs.
can I do a knowledge check?
Yes, you can. It would be a knowledge arcana, but I will also allow a knowledge engineering.
It's going to be Arcana. 14.
With a 14, you don't know anything.
Oh, darn.
But what are you doing?
Lyra is currently right next to this creature, and she would like to move away so that it's kind of a tight room. So right now she's kind of blocking some of the good fighting positions.
Sure. So is she moving back?
Yeah, she'll move back and kind of walk to the corner of the room.
It doesn't even, shudder at you.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
You're way before it in initiative.
Perfect. And then she starts singing.
Okay. Matumbe, you're next.
Sweet. So seeing that Lyra was able to move away from this giant, clockwork construct, maybe clockwork, I don't know, or...
It looks like it has
gas or
organs
something.
involved, so
Oh, boy.
certainly not clockwork, but it is kind of whirring.
Regardless, some sort of construct, amalgamation of man and machine. He's going to move in a little closer. Right now he's looking at this painting, and he's close, but not close enough to actually be in striking distance. So he's going to thread the gap between Eclipse and Ikmer, and then move up around just a little bit of this creature and try and get a hit in with his book. Clearly, it doesn't recognize that we're friends and have the badges. So, with the cracked lens, maybe it's broken.
Yeah, go ahead.
Gotta get to work here. All right. Not my best work. 17 total.
That'll hit.
Sweet.
This thing is big and bulky and looks like it could just get smacked.
Well, it definitely does get smacked, Griffin, for 16 points of bludgeoning damage from that book.
Alrighty.
As Pharasma teaches this construct a thing or two about religion.
Gross. Alright, Ikmer, you're up.
All right. Having seen what Matumbe also has said, or I guess relaying the other party members, relaying that the identification system or whatever it is that this machine might, the purpose is, Ikmer is far beyond thinking about how it actually works. He wouldn't know anything about that. So
Shit, I should have rolled a knowledge check. Son of a bitch, that's my job.
Yeah, that is your job. I was waiting on it, but you didn't say anything.
He initially thought about using antagonize, but is in fact just going to 5-foot step up and then attack twice.
Okay.
And my green dice or teal dice are going to be the first attack in damage. All right. So first one is going to be a 24.
That'll hit.
Fantastic. The next one's a nat 20.
Okay, roll to confirm. This is a construct, but it can be crit.
Well, if that's the case, Matumbe is going to be passing a use of judicious force to his friend Ikmer to give you a +4 to that confirmation roll.
All right.
Fantastic.
How many more of those do you have today? You've used a couple.
I've only used one.
Okay,
I
I feel
have
like
4
I've heard
total.
you use them.
I don't want to be too stingy about them because they're only with allies within a 10-foot
Yeah,
radius.
it's very
of me.
limited.
Yeah.
So what'd you get on that confirmation roll?
All right. Hopefully, an 11 hits his flat-footed.
11 against his flat-footed with the +4.
Oh, without the +4. So then it would be 15.
That hits his flat-footed.
All right. Damage is going to be 30.
30 between 2 hits?
Between 2 hits.
Okay. Sounds good. Next in the order, Eclipse.
I would like to make a knowledge check.
Go ahead. That would be Arcana or Engineering.
So I have both. Am I allowed to make both?
Yeah, why not? They're going to be the same DC, so usually you'd use whatever you're better, but I'll let you roll 2.
That's fine. Dark blue will be engineering. Well, I rolled a natural 1 and a natural 4.
Oh, boy. What's the 4 go to?
The 4 is 4 plus 8, so...
Yeah, you don't know anything.
Damn it.
Unfortunately, it is its turn.
No!
Oh, sorry.
No!
Sorry, you don't get to go. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and use Shocking Grasp because I feel like electricity and machines.
Nice.
Okay. Yep, you can reach it from there.
So I got 15 on the die, plus 9 plus 3 because it's got metal on it, right?
Yes.
Okay, so 24, 25, 26, 27.
Yep, that'll hit. And 2E, it'll crit. I feel like one of these days we just gotta play some 2E so that I can stop saying that. Keep wanting to be like, yeah, that'd crit.
One day.
One day.
22 points of electricity damage.
All right. It looks energized by that.
Oh, fuck.
Come on.
Oh,
I
No,
thought
you-
it would short-circuit
way.
You
it.
still feel like you maybe overloaded its systems and hurt it a little bit, but oh boy.
Can I back up now? What?
Not after learning that. Yeah, you can take a 5-foot step back.
No,
if you
that
want
was
to.
my plan anyways. Because that was only a standard action.
Sure. All right. It's going to... Well, it's been hit by both of you, so it's going to swing at both Matumbe and Ikmer, and then Ikmer again with its strong arm.
all right.
So...
Ikmer's gonna bodyguard this time.
Okay. So these are all same bonus. Ikmer's going to be... Or Matumbe is going to be green. Alright, Ikmer does a 27 hit and a 23.
Yes and a no.
Yes and a no. And Matumbe, I assume with the bodyguard, a 19 won't hit at all.
No, sir.
Okay, so Ikmer, it comes down on you with its scythe-like arm, and it digs into your breastplate, and then just kind of you hear the sound of metal on metal as then it begins to scrape into your flesh, and it does 13 points of damage.
Oof.
It stands its ground, though. You can see it's buzzing and whirring now at a greater level. The electricity actually made the bulb in its glowing orb shatter.
I fucked up.
Lyra,
It
you're
was a
up.
very good idea, though.
It was a great idea. Don't get me wrong. If you had succeeded that knowledge check, I probably would have warned you about that.
So Lyra saw what happened with the electricity, and she knows that she has an acid bow. So she's hoping between maybe some corrosion on the metal and like hitting some of the fleshy parts that she can do a little bit more damage with the acid. So she shoots her crossbow.
Yeah, get its fleshy bits.
So that's a 19 with a -4 already factored in because it's in combat.
That'll hit.
Yes.
Yep.
Nice.
All right, that is 10 points of damage from the arrow and then 5 acid damage.
Okay. You feel like that did nothing.
Oh, okay.
I need a knowledge here.
Matumbe is up.
Yep.
Matumbe is up.
Okay.
You're continuing to sing, right, Lyra?
So she
Or
stops
lingering?
singing, but it's lingering.
Perfect.
We said it was a knowledge arcana and a knowledge engineering.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, arcana's going to be my black die. Oh boy. Okay, so arcana's going to get me nothing because I rolled a natty 1 that goes up to a nothing. That's going to get me
Does it
anything.
beat a 15?
Engineering will definitely beat a 15. That is a 22.
Okay. So engineering, you can get 3 questions.
Okay. What is this thing weak to?
Okay. So this thing is not weak to much. Do you want to know its defenses?
Sure.
Okay. So this thing has hardness 10.
Oh, god damn. I mean, it's a construct, so yeah.
On top of that, I'll count this as a part of its defenses. It's completely immune to electricity. Electricity gives it the hasted condition for a round.
Fuck!
Oh no.
Damn.
But beyond that, it's a construct, so it's generally immune to mind affecting, fortitude saves, that kind of stuff. It is not immune to criticals. As a Pathfinder versus 3.5 thing, you can still crit a construct. So that's basically its defenses.
Okay, was that 1 question or 2 questions? Because you kind of
I'll call it 1 because it doesn't, things don't have weaknesses most often.
Yeah. Weaknesses, special defenses essentially wrapped up into 1. Again, I've gone on record saying I hate this question, but special attacks, what do we need to be worried about?
Special attacks, you know that unlike most constructs of its make, it can attack twice at the same penalty.
Same penalty,
So
okay.
when it's hasted, it can attack 3 times, which it did. Other than that, though, it's dealing slashing damage with its attacks. That's about it.
Okay.
It's made of metal.
3rd question. And this is a little bit of a non-traditional one, but we've got our badges. We know we can get by this, some traps here, some constructs. Is there a way to turn this thing off or at least calm it down?
I'll give you this, because the knowledge check was so good and it was engineering. You know that if you could somehow subdue it and perform, again, an engineering action to fix that eye, that sensor that it has, you think it would recognize your guard badges and stand down.
Okay. So someone needs to grapple this thing to subdue it.
My issue with that isn't about the grappling, it's how we actually fix it.
Well, I've got an engineering check that's pretty good.
Yeah, I've
But
got a
you
+8 engineering too.
We just can't fix this lens. I just don't know how we would do that. Or I guess we could just turn it out, unplug a cord. Never mind.
Yeah, the engineering could either go towards trying to fix it so it doesn't bother you, or again, oh, look at all these cords, cut the red wire. It's deactivated.
Yeah. I was hyper focused on the eye for a minute there.
But you do know you'd have to basically pin it to do that.
I'm thinking when you're doing the self-checkout at the grocery store and you don't quite hit the barcode, you gotta get the barcode just perfect.
Exactly. That would be how you'd bypass it with the eye. You'd have to engineering into it. Okay, it's now that it's still, I can put the badge at this angle, and those sensors, that part of the sensor is still working. You know what I mean?
Okay. Knowledge checks are effectively free actions.
Yes, so you still got your full turn.
So what Matumbe is going to do is he's going to shout to the rest of the crew, I think with the glowing red eye we can still use our badges to tell it to stand down. Ikma, can you pin this thing for me? And then he is going to delay until after Ikmer goes. You can do what you want, but if you pin it, I'm going to try and badge it.
Okay, so Matumbe is just effectively going after Ikmer now.
Yes, sir.
And Ikmer, again, do what you want. You know that it's going to take longer than 1 round to be able to pin it, but you could begin the process.
That is exactly what I'd like to do.
So you're going to attempt to grapple it now.
Correct.
Okay. Do you have improved grapple?
No.
Okay, so it's going to take an attack of opportunity at you.
Okay.
It will certainly not hit.
Fantastic. Oh, what's its? What was
it will
the
miss by more than 5.
Awesome.
I rolled a 4 on the die, so
Okay.
yeah.
That still doesn't really change what I'd like to do.
Okay. Well, actually, I mean, I'll let you roll over that +1 onto this check.
Ooh.
Because this is, in effect, grapples and that kind of thing are attack rolls. So go ahead and factor that +1 in.
Fantastic. I'd like to do that. Not bad. Not bad. 15 with the +1, 25 total.
You grapple it.
Woo!
All right.
So it's whirring and it's got these clumsy movements. Ikmer's very easily able to pick out how it kind of attempts to dodge and weave, but doesn't really do a good job. And he kind of sweeps one of its legs and gets it to lean into him, and he wraps around it, kind of being careful to get out of the way of the scythe blades. And he has it held now.
Awesome.
All right, Matumbe, you had delayed.
Yes.
It is not pinned.
It's not pinned. So what I want to do is use an aid another action to boost up his next CMB roll.
Okay.
And then if he's successful in that, I want to do the engineering check. So right now I'm going to aid another.
Okay.
It's well above a 10 for an attack roll.
Sounds good. So Matumbe's kind of like antagonizing and maybe like pushing against it to get it more wrapped up in Ikmer's arms.
Mm-hmm.
Eclipse.
Is there any way for me to also like jump on top and help pin it?
You could aid another as well.
Okay, that's about it though.
I mean, you could still attack the thing while it's grappled. It actually takes penalties to, while it is grappled.
I get that. I just like if we're just gonna deactivate it, it makes me wonder what the point is.
You could aid Matumbe's next engineering check if you want.
That's about the best I'm going to be able to do is really actually just help. So I will aid Matumbe.
Okay.
With a 3 on the die, I still aid.
All right.
Nice.
So Matumbe, just carry that forward to your next knowledge engineering check, which will be after Ikmer, attempts to maintain the grapple and then pin.
I think you need to show your badge on like the left side, not in the middle.
Alrighty. So it's the robot's turn. The robot is going to attempt to break out of this grapple. Does a 17 beat your CMD? I doubt it does.
No.
Okay. So it fails at breaking out. It's still kind of whirring against you, and you know that the clunkiness of its arms makes it really hard for it to actually kind of brush you off. It's Lyra's turn.
Lyra's been watching all of this unfold as everyone's trying to pin and fiddle with this creature. She wishes that Tanglefoot bags could work on large creatures because she has one in her backpack.
She thinks back, wait, that won't do.
It's too big. So she walks up next to Ikmer and attempts to aid in the grapple.
Okay.
All right.
Wow.
Keep it going.
Dog pile.
Yeah,
You
got
aid?
aids, yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
So that's 2 aids for your grapple, and Eclipse's aid is for Matumbe's engineering check.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Ikmer, you're up. The first thing you need to do is maintain the grapple, and then you can roll again to pin.
All right.
I'll allow the aid to work on both of these because this is very cool, and you should get the maintain anyway. You get a +5 to maintain the grapple.
Okay. All right. Teal is going to be maintain. Red is to pin. Not as good as I would have liked.
Okay.
Plus CMB, +5.
+4 from the aid.
Correct. +4 is going to be a 22.
That maintains the grapple.
Okay.
What's your pin look like? Your pin is just at a +4 plus your, CMB.
17.
So you try as you might, this large creature is just kind of creaking and straining against you. You keep it grappled, but it doesn't go down. Maybe it's the multitude of legs it has that are helping it stabilize, but you think you're almost there tipping it over and you just don't quite get it.
I need a little bit more help, guys. We can do it.
Now, Matumbe, while it is grappled, you can still attempt an engineering check to do something, but the check is much higher than if it's pinned. If it's pinned, it's going to be, I'll tell you this, at least the DC 10 easier.
Yeah. I think I could get lucky here and be able to knock it out. Basically, it's a sure thing that I could boost Brooks up for his next grapple check, but he seems to be doing just fine with that anyway. I could get lucky. So let's just see if I can
so
roll
I'm going
that
to count this as an action
check
for you instead of like a knowledge, because you're actually fiddling with the badge and trying to do something.
Yeah, it's certainly not a free action.
Awesome.
All right. 17.
17 total?
Yeah.
That won't do it. You keep trying, and it's like when, as you aptly described, like when the scanner at the grocery store is a little bit broken and you're still trying to figure out the right positioning for the badge and you don't make it.
Matumbe in all his regalia and his shield, and he's got the skull on it. He looks like a badass, and he's just trying to get the little barcode that's on the fruit to line up just exactly right.
God damn it.
Okay. Eclipse.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and help Ikmer. Do I need to get up closer?
You do if you're going to attempt a grapple. Yeah, you have to move into your range of it.
Okay, yeah. So I'll move up, and I'm going to go ahead and help Ikmer. Again, just kind of dogpile on this thing.
Okay.
100%. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. It's its turn. It's going to attempt to escape again. It doesn't like being grabbed. It kind of has lost, as Ikmer's holding it, and he's a strong half-orc kid. He's holding it in such a way that it's having trouble actually operating its scythe arms, and so it needs to break this basically, or it's just going to be gimped. Okay. 24 against your CMD.
That ties.
That ties.
Damn it.
Meets beats. That was its entire standard action, but it does get out of the grapple. And next in the order is Lyra.
The echo of Lyra's song is ending, so she starts singing again. And then she'll stay where she is, all right with the group.
Okay. Ikmer, you're up. You can carry forth Eclipse's +2 if you would like to try to re-engage it, try and re-grapple it. It's up to you.
Ikmer is going to say,
I'm not sure, Matumbe. Do you think we should still try to pin it, or should we do it kind of the slashy way? It's up to you. I'm with you either way. I don't know how this thing works.
So I'm going to say mechanically you're delaying till after Matumbe, in which case Matumbe can respond to you.
And Matumbe is going to say, Ikmer, if we want to fight this traditionally, it will be a war of attrition. We will get hurt. I think we should pin it. And Matumbe is going to use an aid another action to help Ikmer if Ikmer tries to pin.
So Ikmer, because you free action and did nothing, you can act now.
awesome. And he is going to pin with a +4. Or, excuse me, not pin.
He's going to grapple. Yep. So he will take an AOO for that, because he doesn't have improved grapple. Natural 20.
Ow.
You roll to confirm that bad boy. I don't believe a 22 confirms.
That is correct.
Okay, so you're just taking single damage. You're going to take 12 points of damage.
Alright.
As it slashes a scythe down at you when you kind of charge back in to get a good hold on it, and you attempt to avoid the two scythe blades coming down, and one just hits you square in the back, but you manage to tear around What's your grapple roll looking like?
Also didn't roll super hot on this one. With the aids and all of that, we are at an 18.
You do not grapple it.
Oof. Disappointing.
All right, Eclipse, it's your turn.
Alright, so I don't know. Although, like, I could help Ikmer grapple it, because I'm too small to grapple it, I guess at this point, I might just go ahead and attack it. Maybe just making it weaker will help Ikmer.
Okay. Go ahead.
Natural 1.
Oh no.
That's a miss.
Yep.
Next in the order
So
is the robot. The robot really didn't like being grabbed by Ikmer. I think it sees you as the immediate threat, so it's going to attack twice at you.
He's ready.
Fuck me. Natural 2, natural 3. Nothing.
Wow. Right off my shield and armor.
Yeah, so you
Just
get a
where I
plus
want
1
ya.
against your grapple again for this creature because it missed you by more than 5. So just keep that in mind as it's Lyra's turn.
Lyra stops singing, but the song still lingers, and then she reaches out, touches Ikmer's back, and casts guidance on him.
Okay. Oof. It was just the robot's turn. Would you like to cast defensively?
Oh, it has reach.
It does have reach. Yes, I believe you are 5'10" away from it, so. If you cast defensively, it won't get that AOO on you, but you have a chance of failing and not being able to cast. If you just cast it, it's going to get the AOO. If it hits you, then you're going to have to make a concentration check, which you have to beat. The damage dealt to you, essentially, is a part of that DC.
Yeah, I'll try to do cast defensively.
Okay, and again, it's a cantrip, so it should not be super difficult.
No, it's not. Yeah, I didn't roll great, but I still beat it DC 15. So
perfect. So you cast defensively. It doesn't know what you're doing, can't take an AOO. You get that guidance off onto Ikmer, and now it's Matumbe's turn because Ikmer had delayed last turn.
And Ikmer did not pin it, correct? Or
Ikmer has not
yeah.
grappled it, yeah.
God. With the hardness and stuff, I do really think that getting it with the badge might be the right way to go, but I want to make... does it make sense to make a heal check right now to see how it's doing? Is heal the right skill? Because
Use knowledge engineering. You can use knowledge engineering for this.
12.
Yeah, with the 12, you're really not sure exactly how it operates.
Yeah.
And so it's been moving clunkily, and you think maybe that's due to some of the damage it's taken, but maybe that's just kind of how it operates. You're not positive either way.
All right. Well, if I'm not sure, then what I'll do is just continue to aid basically automatically his check to grapple it.
To grapple it? Okay,
Yeah.
so then Ikmer, you're up. You have an aid from Matumbe, you have an aid from Eclipse, and you have guidance, so that is a cumulative +5.
All right.
You
actually,
I did not aid.
Oh,
No.
you didn't aid, you attack, so
I
you have a
attacked.
cumulative +3.
+4 with the deflection armor.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
That's what it was. You were close. Awesome. 4 plus my roll is 15 plus 10, 25.
Yep. Grapple.
Awesome.
Okay,
Step 1.
Eclipse, you're up.
Alright, so now that he's grappled, I feel more comfortable helping out Ik in order to continue this grapple.
Okay.
Oh,
and it does not have combat reflexes, by the way.
automatic, so.
It didn't attack you while you grappled this time. Or wait, no, it does attack you while you grappled because she cast defensively. I apologize. Let me just get this attack roll out real quick.
Okay. Honestly, it might be better just
Miss.
because... By how much?
Again, you get your +1. I roll a 4 on the die. I'm really not doing hot over here.
Awesome.
I've had a couple of bad,
You go on streaks.
Yeah, I go on streaks of bad right now. I need to get back to my roots and leave these Halloween dice. As pretty as they are, they haven't been doing well for me.
But yeah, no, all I did was I am aiding Ick.
Okay, perfect. So Eclipse aids, and then as the robot's turn, it attempts to break the grapple. Let's see if my streak continues. Ooh, it breaks the grapple.
No.
Because that's going to be a 30. I assume that breaks.
Yeah.
So it breaks the grapple, but that's his full turn. Whew. War of attrition over here. Lyra, you're up. You might want to soften this boy up at this point.
Yeah, I don't know that this is going to happen. As much as we want to hit it with the scanner.
I could summon a boa constrictor plus 11 for grapple.
Fuck.
But someone would have to move out of the way to let it get in. Something to try.
So what I'll allow you to do is, because a summon is a full round spell, you can free action say get out of the way. If there's a space for it by your next turn, it can be there. If not, you're going to have to summon it like in the back of the room and it's going to have to move in.
What about here?
Oh, yeah, there is.
Is a boa a medium creature?
Let me double check, because it is a summon monster 3.
Summon monster 3. Oh, this
It is a medium
this
creature.
divine boa constrictor.
Yes.
I like what you're thinking here. It's a
I'm trying to be helpful and get poor Ikmer out of.
what I'm going to say is as a nice GM that I am, you're going to want to take a 5-foot step back.
Yeah.
To summon. Yeah.
Well, I'm all for more ick, so.
All right, so Lyra takes a 5-foot step back, and then she starts to call her friend. So her song is still echoing, and she adds a few new notes to it that just kind of reverberate, and the snake will be coming up in that free spot.
She's like singing about water, and then she's like, "Sneaky snake, snake
Are
in the
you
water,
at
the
least
snake."
telling us that there will be you are attempting to summon a creature that would do the grappling?
Yes, yeah. So Lyra also mentions, I'm calling a friend in. It'll be very good at holding this thing down.
Alrighty, Matumbe's up. He has just heard this.
Jeez. There's nothing I really want to do until the snake appears, so I might as well just take a swipe at him.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, go for it.
No?
Because again, if you were to delay or something,
It's
Lyra's
like
top of
through,
the
it's like
order.
through the
Yeah,
turn
you just miss
order,
your
yeah.
turn.
19 to hit with the book.
Yep, you hit it.
Sweet. In the meantime, I will tell him a thing or two about the life and death of Pharasma. With a 18 points of bludgeoning.
The death of Pharasma? When did that happen?
Well, he's talking about life and death and Pharasma. I just
Okay,
didn't get it right.
Ikmer.
Going off of Matumbe's cue.
Well, fine then, have it your way.
And is going to attack. The teal is going to be the first attack.
Ikmer the Burger King. Let him have it his way.
Alright, of course, this is the time that I roll
I don't think Ikmer's getting
high,
this way.
high damage here. Does an 18 hit?
Yes.
Awesome. I can deal with that. Then does a 17 hit?
Yes.
Even better. All right. So he is going to do.
Just give me the 2 damages separate, because I need to know.
Oh, got it. Okay. First damage is going to be 11.
Okay.
Next damage is going to be 16.
Alrighty. You feel like some of it chunked through, but it still feels like you're literally trying to slash at an iron door, almost.
Mm-hmm.
It just... Then you think, I have something that works pretty good against iron doors.
Does that?
Passes hard?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
Every time.
Passes hard.
You forget this every time.
I do.
I try and
Mostly,
sprinkle
like,
in a little bit of reminders every now and again.
Like my most basic things are like.
Eclipse, you're up.
Alright, well, I don't have anything that is able to bypass, so here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and attack. Alright, so that is going to be a 23.
Yep,
Alright.
you got him.
Well, if a 17 hit.
17 plus 7.
Ooh, nice. 24?
Yes, 24 damage.
Now it looks like it's sputtering a bit. It's its turn. It full attacks at Eclipse.
Fuck.
Bodyguard.
You bodyguarding both?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. One's a 24. The other is a 3 on the die, which won't hit.
The 24 hits.
Okay. 7 points of damage. Lyra, you're up.
All right. The snake materializes.
Oh boy.
Hold on.
Do we have an actual snake?
No, but we have a serpent folk high priest.
So cool. My snake is awesome.
Oh, what a sneaky snake. He's a snake. All right, well, it gets... You and it both get a full turn.
All right. Lyra re-ups her song because that would be ending.
Sure.
And it's just going to go right in for that grapple.
All right, does it have improved grapple?
No.
It does not, so it is going to take an attack of opportunity. Natural 20.
It's not gonna last a round.
I should have. I get.
Wait, why would you do that? Oh.
Natural
Because if I
19 to
didn't hit it,
confirm.
I couldn't.
Natural
Nice.
19 definitely confirms, so...
Yeah, don't those get like free grab and constrict if they hit?
If it didn't hit. Yeah, but I would have. My to hit is lower than the grapple, and so if I didn't actually hit it, then it wouldn't have.
Well, let's see if it makes it through this.
It won't.
No, it won't.
19 points of damage.
It's still up.
Okay.
Oh, very
It's a summon monster 3. It's
And I
gonna
have,
have some
Yes.
help.
I have augmented summoning as well.
Yeah.
Oh.
all right. Very powerful.
Oh,
Very
much power.
power.
Very snake.
All right, here we go.
Very middle of the ground dice roll.
24.
Yep.
Yes.
That's easy.
Cool.
Easy peasy. So
right.
it's grappled now. Lyra, you've acted.
Yep, she's continued her singing.
Yep. So Matumbe, you're up. Now you can try this engineering check if you want to. Now that it's grappled, remember it's just about 10 higher.
Nah, fuck that. We already tried that. I'm gonna auto aid to assist the snake
Assist the snake.
in pinning
Yes.
the construct. I didn't think I'd ever, as a human being, utter those words.
Welcome to
But-
Pathfinder.
Here we are.
All right, so Matumbe aids and stays where he is, I assume.
Yep.
Ikmer.
Ikmer is going to do the exact same and like study the constricting abilities that the snake has and be like, oh, maybe I could have done that. But yes,
that how
auto
he-
aids.
Eclipse.
I feel like there's a lot of people aiding the snake right now.
The snake's gonna have all the bonuses in the world. It's the snake that was promised.
I mean, I guess I could help it, but I also know I can get. I guarantee to get through some of the hardness at least, because my minimum damage is 18 damage. So, I guess, can I even help the snake if I'm this far away, or is this close enough to help?
No, you're fine. As long as you can reach the thing it's grappling, I'm saying that it's
I'm
fine
gonna help the snake.
Okay.
Nice.
So you kick it in the robot shin to try and
Yeah.
get it off balance for the snake. All right, it's the robot's turn. It's going to attempt to break the grapple. The snake may have bonuses to maintain a grapple, so just make sure that you're keeping those in mind. It's going to be a 20.
Meets beats.
Come on, Emily!
And a 20? There's no way.
No.
There is no way.
So
I think
it's
there's the
CMD.
way. Yep.
Right, yeah.
Augmented summoning is a 20. Does it get bonuses for the aid? Does that factor in?
I'll let you apply the aid bonuses to this. You just won't be able to apply them to the pin then, if you want to.
Hold on one second.
That's not how it works, by the way, listeners. But since the players have put 3 rounds into this grapple pin strategy, I feel that I may at least throw them a bone.
We put all our faith in your snake, Emily.
I mean,
There's no.
Just
there's
use
no,
it.
yeah, I'm going to use it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a 20 doesn't beat a 26. So
Woo!
next in the order is Lyra and the snake.
God damn it.
All right, so Lyra,
has to
stop
maintain.
singing. Okay.
So Lyra, stop
right.
singing. You can
Yep.
do Lyra's turn if you have anything that'll benefit the snake.
No, she's too far away to. Oh, I think guidance is a touch spell, so
Guidance
it
is.
is.
It is,
Oh,
yeah. So she can't help at all. So she's just gonna say, "Go, Sebastian, go!" And that
The
will.
robot is always Mina.
All right, so it's going to attempt to maintain.
It gets a +5 to this
All right.
just by already having it grappled.
Well, I rolled the same thing, so
Yep. So you got it.
Okay.
Now
Awesome.
try to pin.
Come on.
Come on, Emily.
This does not have the +5.
Come on, Sebastian.
even better.
Okay.
28.
Pinned.
Yes!
All right.
You can
okay.
put that robot prone on the ground with a snake wrapped around him.
I don't think you can. Okay.
It's
All
in
right.
there.
Matumbe, you're up.
Rolling that knowledge engineering. Let's go. All
right.
As he tries to swipe the badge in this thing's face. 13 off the die. You know that's going up to a 22.
22 beats.
Yeah!
To scan the badge, the robot goes from intruder alert to ID accepted, standing by.
We really need to get the IT department down here to fix this. This has got to be a real work hazard.
This has got to be a real work. Jesus. So combat is over. It recognizes you as guards, or at least recognizes Matumbe and recognizes you as folks accompanied by guards.
I am your master now.
I'm remiss to do this because she has so many cards, but the snake was such a good call.
Yay!
Take a hero
Thank you.
card. That was what I'm going to say is you should share that. That should be more of a party one. It was a great tactical decision, but the party did spend so much time trying to grapple it that I think that's going to be a good party hero card.
It's all my plan, but that's cool too.
Yeah. I'd like to say that it just happened to be the rolls.
It was all your plan. It was all Itmer grappled it 3 times.
Yep.
Eclipse ate it 3 times.
Yeah.
Eclipse had it at 4 health, but
As a party card.
who cares?
I like it.
All right, we got the Mountain Man, which is a neutral card.
All right. +5 to something. I'll let you guys all decide on what. But that's a great one for like a really bad will save for somebody or something that the party can agree to use. So.
If anyone's wondering about my will save, I have Tenacious that I'll probably forget about. So
Yeah, you always
just
do.
remember that. Yeah.
So, the robot kind of staggers to its feet after the snake disappears, Sebastian disappears. It staggers to its feet and then kind of just shifts back underneath the staircase. It kind of squishes itself back there. You can see it kind of folds up and rests underneath that staircase. What would you guys like to do now? You're in this foyer, fireplace roaring. I would say you're dry, except from the heat of combat. Maybe you're sweating a little bit, but you see this picture. You've seen some things on it. Actually, if you want to roll an appraise on the painting, you certainly can.
Why not?
Igmar took some hits, didn't he?
He did. In fact, I'm about a quarter down.
24 on the appraise.
Yeah, that appraise. If you were to kind of like cut this portrait out from the frame and roll it up, it'd be worth 500 gold.
Okay.
You know, my shoulder's kind of bugging me. I could use a little patch up, if you guys don't mind.
Yeah, of course, Ikmer. We need to keep you in fighting shape. Do you know approximately how many cure?
20 total hit points, and so by 4, like if we're going by like median,
Okay.
we're going by 5, 4 total.
Sounds good.
Yeah, that sounds good to me too. No need to roll that on air. So, you're in this room, you see a door to the north, a door to the east.
A door?
A door.
My
A
favorite
door
movie?
to the, actually, can you just move the robot off of the map? You see 2 doors to the north, a door to the east, and a staircase that heads upstairs. Would you like to continue exploring?
Guys, I mean, we really didn't have to knock initially, but I feel like it might be rude to not knock at all somewhere. At least, like, I would assume somebody's home somewhere.
I mean, we did ring the doorbell.
This is true, and yet this defective robot took umbrage with us. I say we make no stealthy actions. We are here to speak with the Karamark, correct? But we should be careful as we go around these castles.
Now, Matumbe, I'll give this to you because you've made several successful engineering checks. And I think you guys have already gotten this picture, but I want to make it very clear. This robot would not have attacked you if it was functioning properly. It wouldn't have attacked you having the badges.
Right.
In fact, that's how you deactivated it, but it was clearly messed up somehow.
Right, and that's kind of my point. Like, we're not trying to hide ourselves here. We're not sneaking around. We're, in fact, we didn't, come to attack this castle. We came to have a conversation.
Yeah, and Larry invited you.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So, which direction do you guys want to head?
Do I know what direction that I saw Larry?
Larry was on the tallest tower, which is not on this building at all. It's several bridges between buildings over.
So
and
would I
upward.
know which way would get me to the next bridge?
You would think the next bridge is past this building.
Okay.
Like past the same way you came from the prior bridge. It's like bridge and then bridge behind.
Okay. Guys, I think we need to find our way to the next building. Like that's most critical right now. I don't want to spend a bunch of time looking through this building. I want to get to the next one.
If Larry's in trouble, we should try to find him as soon as possible. I agree.
We should move with all haste.
So,
Makes sense to me.
but would Eclipse assume that the bridge is straight through?
That's what she would think. She'd think
Okay.
one of the north doors would take her.
So let's open north door.
What's behind door number 1 or door number 2?
Let's go to door number 1.
Door number 1. So you open this door and you feel a chill. Maybe it's coming from a room with a fireplace that's lit and working to a room that's not, until you see some pipes in the room. Matumbe, you can make actually, Eclipse, you can too. You have engineering. You can make an engineering check.
23.
23 will give you see some pipes in the corner of the room. They're not hidden or anything, so they're pretty easily visible. You think they might be piping water from the waterfall through this room and kind of cooling it. So this room is a lot colder than the average room in the manse that you're in. It's also filled with coal. So you see this pile of coal on the ground. And I'll roll over that engineering check. It's kind of just a general knowledge check, really. You'd think coal might be how they heat this place.
This seems to be some sort of HVAC room.
Matumbe the AC repairman.
Yep.
So can we continue straight through?
You certainly can. So the next room you approach, it's a large kitchen. It contains a stove, several workbenches, a spice cabinet. Make a perception check.
14.
17.
6.
27.
All right, Matube. This is his time to shine. No combat.
This is what the character is built for.
With the 20,
crushing checks.
With the 27, you see that you maybe open the spice cabinet. You realize that the spices in here are very exotic from Tianjia. And you know that they're probably worth a lot of money. Realistically, this looks like a very opulent kitchen.
Eclipse, have you seen any spices like this? It's my understanding that your people come from this land where these spices are from.
Well, I was kind of a little kid when I was in there, in Tianjia, but sometimes my parents would make some. It smells amazing. It smells like home here.
Go ahead and make an appraise check, Eclipse. Eclipse, your check is going to be easier than like a Mitsube's.
25.
Yeah, with the 25, you notice that this is likely some dried peppers that are reminiscent of some things you've had in your childhood. You know now that they're native to Tianjia. It's kind of like a chili powder, but different, but with different peppers. And you also know that even one jar of these peppers are worth 100 gold. You see 3 in there.
Eclipse selfishly wants to take all 3 just for herself because it's like home.
All right, but let's establish right now, like, are we raiding this place? Like,
No.
Right, like, we had
This
the
is
painting before.
100% being selfish.
Okay, because, like, we had the painting, and now we have spices. Like, we're not just
No, we
robbing
don't.
this guy.
We
yeah.
don't have the painting.
I know,
Yeah,
but
you
it was
didn't
something
take it.
we got.
You appraised it.
Not that. All right, let me walk that back. I didn't say we grabbed the painting, but like we had the appraisal check. So I wanted to establish if we're taking all this stuff that we're getting gold piece values for
No.
or not.
No.
You know
We
what, guys?
didn't do that.
No,
I do
we're
want
not.
you guys to mark this, like, don't mark it down as loot that you have, but just for the sense of how rich this guy is, how opulent the place
That's
is,
what I
but
assume
also
this is
for
for.
future
Right, and
reference.
that's like the differentiator I wanted to make here. Are we or not? Because we shouldn't.
For future reference, you might want to know the value of some of the things in here,
Yeah.
just based off of your meeting with the guy. He may or may not be generous or kind or whatever. Maybe he would give you these peppers. You might just want to remember that they exist.
Yeah, and that's why Eclipse very selfishly wants to take at least one jar because I don't care. Like, this reminds her of home. She wants to stuff it in her bag. If you guys plan to stop her, that's whatever. But this is her, like, literally being selfish.
So
That's
Eclipse,
why I said she is selfishly taking a jar.
yeah, Eclipse takes a jar. Does anyone in the party have issue with that?
Do you want to do a stealth check?
You can do
I
a
can
sleight
do
of
sleight of
hand.
hand.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, that's what I meant.
18.
And then I'll do a perception.
All right, let's see if he rolls an 18.
He rolled a 19.
Well, I mean, Eclipse, I mean, if you're planning on cooking with all this, I certainly have never tried them before. I think that'd be pretty fun.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's just like what I remember when I was a kid. I just really, I haven't seen these or smelled anything like this in a really long time.
Lyra kind of looks around the room to make sure there's like no way that anybody would see this and just says, "This place seems to be in a bit of disrepair. They probably won't notice, but let's not take too much."
I mean, just one jar when they have a few more, kind of, I mean, makes sense to me. Don't worry, Eclipse. It doesn't seem like that big of a deal to me.
I love the sentiment here. I just want to put it in the scale of like the world economy. This is like, I don't know, in real life buying or stealing like powdered diamonds in terms of how expensive it is.
Oh, it's like saffron or something.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
literally in Pathfinder, like that much powdered diamonds is 100 gold. So this is on par with that. Not that anyone but Eclipse really knows that, but it's just interesting. It's like, it's a cool dynamic you guys are putting out.
Yeah, so from Ikmer's perspective, they're just peppers.
Right,
They're
and
not
he has
saffron,
more, right?
Like, and so, I mean, it makes sense. It's just a couple of canned fruit. So how could it really be that expensive type of thing to him?
He has no frame of reference
No.
at all.
I'm the only one who knows, and I don't even care about the cost. I just want them because home.
Eclipse doesn't even care about the cost walking into the the exquisite kitchen.
Fuck the cost. We're taking these peppers. So, you guys kind of have this little moment in the kitchen, and you've dealt with a group of trolls, a robot. Things seem calm here. It doesn't, aside from the whirring robot that you've now kind of fixed, or at least got to realize you as guards, you don't really hear much noise in here aside from the gentle sweeping and dusting from the unseen servants all around the house. And you continue to explore here, but before you do, I need you guys to finish your drinks, because we'll see you next week.
Oh. Ooh, found the Jameson, but I knew it.